This is the morning coffee crew at the good ship Aka. Yep. Oh, who is this? Uh-oh. Yep, the little heater. Up you. What you know? Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at his hair.
This is the morning hot plate biscuits. Yes, the crew working on the biscuits. Look at that. Yeah. And here's the diesel running. Charging the batteries. What do you guys think, huh?
Good.
Ango. Good morning. Very clear morning after our overcast cold weather, but it's cold. Let's see how Hampton's doing. Get him his morning grain. There he is. Good morning, guy. How you doing? Great morning on the Mississippi River. The Isle of Capri. Yep. In about 14 years or so it's been here. Look at that. We got a deer out this morning, a buck. There he goes, 2 3-point. Chase that baby. Yeah, Hampton saw him hiding in there. Come up over the road like, take off like a bat out of heck. It's an absolutely beautiful morning headed into Mississippi. That there's the Mississippi River dike. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Michu and the kids saw these volunteer soybeans under the Mississippi River Bridge. So they were out there yesterday harvesting them. And there's a bunch more they're going to get today, and they're going to make fermented soy cake out of it. So it's pretty interesting. They had a tarp spread out. They're going to beat the beans out of the pods today. Hernando de Soto Commemorative Bridge. De Soto expedition to explore and claim the southeast for Spain crossed the Mississippi River on June 18th, 1541 at a point northwestern Mississippi between Sunflower Landing and Coahoma County to the south and Bass Landing and De Soto County to the north. Pretty interesting, nearly 500 years ago. So all the people that live here on this land, y'all belong to me now. That's what Spain and the other European countries did all over the world. Claimed everything for themselves, no matter who lived there. And the end result for most of the native peoples that lived there was they got slaughtered. It's a great tradition of Christian civilization. Go find little brown people in another country and kill them. 500 years of that anyway. Move the rest around for slaves. Well, this is what my morning's like. Makes the last days, a couple of days of cold weather worth it. Headed for Tennessee. We got about 2-3 days. It's going to be really nice to be in Tennessee again. Can't wait to get my hands on some Tennessee plug tobacco. Here's a guy's shooting table completely with electricity and lights. Got a target there, and one way out there. This cotton field's been harvested. It looks like they stripped it pretty clean. Here's our breakfast road. How do you like this? Cross country in Mississippi. Nice country, man. Nice cool air. I want to show you something about cotton. In Burma, when you buy cotton, this will be pulled out in a long piece like that. Yeah, Hampton, he's always eating. And the seeds will be out of it. I don't know how they separate the seeds, but the cotton will be long like this, okay? And then the cotton that we got out of the cotton gin, it was just all chopped up. Maybe tonight I'll remember to show that to you. But if you see this here, see how that pulls out nice and long? And that's how you find it in Burma. And the seeds are out of it though. But it's still long like that. You'll buy it and it'll be in, you know, in a big bag of cotton, and you'll get cotton like that. And as you can see the fibers. Here, I'll show it to you. See, the fibers lay real long like that, and they're real airy and puffy. They're real long like that. Well, that's ideal for the spinning, for the Aka spindle, you know. And so it seems like there could be something improved on the current cotton gins they're using that are just shredding all this up, all this fiber up. Because, see, this is how you'd buy it. Completely unmangled in Burma, you'd buy your cotton like that. And it's nice and fluffy, it's not been damaged. Great for spinning. So there's some cotton that I've carefully pulled the seeds out of. It's got no debris in it. It's nice and airy and lots of fibers. And if you're spinning cotton, I recommend, you know, that you try to get a cotton that's been hand picked and hand cleaned, because it'll, I mean, look at that, that's so clean there. It'll make a very different spinning result for you on the Aka spindle. You can't imagine what it's like to be in a quiet cotton field, all away from cars. It's incredibly peaceful. It's like an ocean. All these cotton bolls that are left just sort of swinging in the sun. Anyway, it's really peaceful. We got a nice breeze out here today. Cotton feels like poetry, you know. In our rush to have machines, we lost something. A lot of the damage to the cotton is done by the harvester that catches the cotton and pulls it out of the bolls. And that's when it all gets mixed up with the debris. And there's certainly a place for hand harvested cotton sold as a specialty item, and some type of different seed separation. He likes green cotton tops too. When you're going through a cotton field that's still green, he loves to eat the cotton. Yeah, I tied your reins up there for a reason, guy. Yeah. We have all these unemployed people, and instead of making the system more perfect, the product more perfect, more ideal, we just rip it out of the fields and send it all to China. Can't tell me that ripping it out of the fields and sending it all to China and having them make it into cloth and send it back to us, and we buy it from them and end up with a trade deficit and a bunch of unemployed people. You can't tell me that's cheaper. But that's how probably 2 decades of presidents have run the country and got this system set up. That's one of the downsides of Walmart, when you just beat the suppliers with a stick until they push the price down and down and down, and then they finally send the product overseas to be made. Well, you end up with a bunch of unemployment. People that will end up in this country not knowing how to make anything anymore. You know, there's people that talk about this Morgellons disease, where they have these festers with fibers coming out of their skin, they say. And if you take cottonseed, you genetically modify it, and then you, after the harvest, you crush the cottonseed that you extract, and you take cottonseed oil out of that, and you use it for cooking, and you eat it, maybe you will have fibers coming out of your skin. You got a little woodpecker up there in the tree. Lively little guy running up the bark, like a creeper almost. Here's a lake and some farm buildings. No one's even here. Can't imagine how peaceful this is out here. Looks like they have an airstrip too. Well, there's a house and there's an airplane. But don't appear to be anybody here right now. What a nice place. House, dock. Go fishing off there. They got duck blinds. They got a bunch of ducks out there. Nice place. Says keep off the airstrip. Alright, heavy traffic. Up there on the telephone wire we got a kingfisher. Pretty unusual. First one we've seen on this trip. With this characteristic chatter. Really beautiful lake, man. What a place to live. Your own lake, your own house, your own dock, your own airstrip, your own fish down in here. Looks like there's some big prints from the blue heron. You got huge feet, man. That blue heron's feet, each toe is about 2-3 inches long from the tracks on the bottom. They're huge. He flew over there the other side a minute ago. So you can see where the heron is walked along the shores and fed off things on the little edge of the lake. It could find crayfish, who knows what. Well, the people that own this farm, I met 3 generations of them. There's a grandpa going now. Nice people. Soybeans, cotton. Now they're going to plant winter wheat. We're going to turn left here at the old US Highway 1 and head up towards Tennessee. Oh yeah. I even scored a little bit of chewing tobacco. How about that? The old Hampton here about ate the molding off his rear view mirror. You got to quit eating people's windshield wipers and their trim molding around their doors and their cars when they stop to talk. Do you hear me, guy? Sort of antisocial. So what they do is they harvest the cotton, and then they come along and they mow the cotton all down, and then when they come through, they'll toss all the dirt and level it out. There's a tractor working it over there right now. Looks like he's mowing the cotton. Look at that. Way over there in the horizon I can see silage covered up in plastic. And over here we got these green things. They're bales of those big loaves of cotton all over. Here's cotton. We got a couple loads of it left to pick up. A bunch of them over there. Here's a raccoon that had better days. Big old tail in this guy. There's a big old lawnmower for you, mowing the cotton. Beautiful tractor, man. Big old tractor. Look at the wheels spread for the rows on that thing. All you do is eat. Come on, let's go. We got work to do too, you know. You can see here they got a lot of cotton gets left on the bolls. A lot of it falls on the ground probably before they harvest it. This has been harvested, but you see there's a lot of cotton left in the field. And it seems like they need a header on the combine that is a lot more articulate, because you shouldn't see anything left in the field if this was being done right. There's a lot of cotton. Makes you wonder if they were able to get all of that cotton, it'd pay for the cost of the diesel to harvest the whole field. You save that much money. On the corn there said they are losing 10 to 12% of the seed because it hits the auger and bounces out. And you try like a vinyl coated auger or something. Here's a cornfield. Hard to tell whether they're going to harvest it or not. If I get up there, I'll ask one of the locals. There's a ear of corn. Looks pretty good to me by Aka standards. Real good. You know, I asked him if they're going to harvest the corn. The guy next door, he had no idea. Maybe I'll find somebody that knows. Looks like an old cotton gin, haven't been used in a while. Maybe it has. Yeah, I see cotton on the ground. But doesn't mean this one's being used. But I come over here to see this old church. Looks like a church, but it says Simpson Hall. Home of the, well, Masons, looks like. 5-pointed star, Choral Chapter 88, Keystone 20. Let the stone the builders refuse us be the head cornerstone. In memory of William H. Reed. Small community still. Exploring the small communities of America on horseback. That'd be another lifetime, I think. This beluga is silage, store all farm bag. We got something going on over here. Let's go check this out. Maybe somebody can tell us something. Might even be a school. It's got windows though. I don't know how that could be. A school with windows. Continental ginning system, it says. Must be the town of Dundee. Dundee Elementary. They got windows, but all the blinds are drawn. Yeah, a bunch of Akas that make short work of that cornfield. This cotton don't look like it's been harvested yet at all. So I talked to this black guy that was running a piece of equipment, and he told me they'd get about $9 an hour. Not much in the way of benefits. Sometimes they'll get a chit to go see a doctor. I asked him how many black farmers there were around here that own land. He said there's one guy down south that had a bean farm. He said, but it's hard to get a loan, you know, buy seed or any of that stuff. And there's a truck being filled with grain of one kind or another. Old sheds, maybe a chicken farm, who knows, and an old gas pump. Remember what I told you about these wild persimmons? Well, these are like all done at the end of the year, and they're like candied. They're really good. Candied persimmons, wild candied persimmons, really sweet. Don't pucker up at all. Way over there, be hard to see between here and the trees, there's a laser. And there's a bunch of tractors towing around laser guided land leveling equipment to level a field. There's an old bridge. Some old bog trees. That could be another church back in there. The way it's sort of built. Maybe an old school. His horse would quit tripping on his feet. It'd be nice. This is a really beautiful view of cotton. Up against the forest like this. There's a lot of cotton in this field. Doesn't look, well, it's hard to tell whether they're not harvested yet. I think they had a lot of rain this year. They're behind. But there's a lot of cotton in this field. Yeah, there's a hopper over in that field. Yeah, it looks like the tractor blows it into the hopper. The hopper presses it into a loaf, moves on, makes another loaf. Cotton trucks, they have a set of tracks like on a bulldozer underneath the tailgate of the truck, and when they lower that down, it backs the truck. It drags the truck right under the loaf of cotton. Gets a loaf inside, and then they haul it to the gin. This is a great looking swamp. It's got algae all over the surface, and the trees all swole up at the base. This ain't very pretty, but the reason I'm taking the picture is this is a really big fox. Fox or coyote or something. There's a cotton gin. Not quite as big as the one we toured, but big enough. So you see they got these big fans that pump air up through the beans. Well, this is the last sunset we're going to see in Mississippi. And you got two jet trails crossing in the sky right above the sunset. Here come two cotton loaf trucks. Now I'll turn the camera around, you can see the loaf. The plows are coming out of the field. That's a disc and like a harrow, like a rake. Some more cotton loaves for you. I think they're done hauling them for the night. Here's another cotton gin with a lot going on. A lot of loaves parked out back. Here's a cotton picker that caught fire and burned in the field. Is the First Baptist Church in Tunica, Mississippi. Tunica downtown.